Okay, so let's look at using storytelling to connect with your audience. As I keep saying, narrative is everything. The story in the image will get them to pay attention to the image, and the consistent story of the brand will get them to pay attention to the brand. If we can merge those two things, we'll have them stick around. This is part of building a brand reputation. Storytelling is really about the art of communicating ideas, emotions, and experiences through a structured narrative, using words, visuals, sounds, or movement to connect with an audience. It talks a lot about story, and I'd imagine you're going to be thinking, okay, it's all very nice, but it's not easy to come up with a story. So I'm going to help you with a few little prompts to get you there. So I'd start off with the character. Who's the subject? I know I just said this, but who is the subject? And think about it like this. It doesn't always have to be the product or service. It could be the person that we're selling to. It could be a person that works for us. Ultimately, as long as we identify the subject, the main character, we can then start to build everything else around that. So as I said before, what's the setting? Where are we going to find them? It's world building. We know where this, so we know who it is, where are they going to be? And what's the mood? What's the mood of the subject? What's the mood we want of our audience? Do we want them to feel calm, excited, nostalgic? And then this is where we start to build the story. Every single story you ever encounter has two things. It has conflict and resolution. Conflict is about what's the intention or what is the tension. Even like a subtle story, I know it's an image, but it always has a why. It's often about the idea of creating a problem, and then we can create a solution. So we've created that conflict, that purpose. For My Chocolate Brand, there was quite a few different tensions. I had that little note. I had the fact that the person wasn't even in the scene, that the book had been left. Turned out that person's left the room. There's a sense of like, what's going on here? Building that tension just slightly. And then I have the payoff, the resolution. What do we want? What do we want the audience to walk away feeling? Where do they come to? Is it a certain feeling or an action? My implication here is that we've built this little tension, this like cheeky environment. And one of the things that's going to soothe this is the chocolate. And I know it's quite abstract, but honestly, this is all we need. This is what we're drawn to as people. We want a conflict and we want a resolution. So moving from a pretty picture to building a story adds so much depth. It makes it a compelling experience. It makes the work more memorable so it stays in people's brains. If we have a story with a character, then our audience can put themselves in it. Because what we're trying to do is create an emotional connection. If we can connect with our audience, they're going to buy into us as a brand and buy our products.